Today we're looking at humanity's really big shifts. From the plow all the way to the processor. We've gone through a lot of sources. And basically, our mission here is to figure out if this AI revolution we're in, well, is it renewal or is it heading towards collapse?
Yeah, it's really striking how looking back helps make sense of now. History isn't just, well, history. It's kind of a map. It shows resilience, yes, but also the same mistakes cropping up again and again.
A map. I like that. And probably one showing some surprising twists and turns. So looking at this map, where do we start?
Well, we begin with agrarian societies. The sources really emphasize how land ownership was power. It created this very rigid structure, elites versus the masses, mostly subsistence farming. Change was incredibly slow. Actually, Yuval Noah Harari has this provocative idea calling the agricultural revolution history's biggest fraud.
Fraud, wow.
Yeah, arguing farmers often worked harder, maybe for a worse diet than hunter-gatherers.
That fraud thing that's quite a take. Is it just about food, or is there maybe a deeper cost of progress we're still, dealing with? Because the Industrial Revolution definitely brought new costs.
Oh, absolutely. The Industrial Revolution, it wasn't just moving people to cities like London or Manchester. It changed everything about wealth and work. The old feudal system, gone, replaced by capitalists versus wage workers. And the conditions early on, brutal, long hours, child labor. It was grim.
Right.
And that's what sparked things like trade unions, people pushing back, demanding change. That struggle is central to these moments, isn't it?
It seems to be constant. Which brings us right up to today and these, unprecedented shifts. The fourth industrial revolution, they call it, digital age, AI. It's like algorithms replacing brain power, just like steam engines replaced muscle power. But the speed, it's dizzying. The World Economic Forum thinks maybe 85 million jobs gone by 2025. And Harari, he warns about a potential useless class.
People who just aren't employable in the new economy.
A useless class. That phrase just lands hard, Makes you really question what skills matter going forward.
It does, and that points to these core patterns, these disruptions we see again and again. Each revolution completely flipped the economic system. Feudalism gave way to factory capitalism. Now the industrial economy is yielding to digital platforms. Think about it. Machines made farm and artisan skills obsolete. Now AI is doing the same to certain white-collar, even service skills.
And it reshapes daily life too, right? From the village rhythm to the factory clock, and now, the gig economy, remote work.
Exactly. And our communities change too, from tight-knit local groups to these vast online imagined communities. Sometimes more personal freedom, but maybe more fragmented too.
Yeah, and the power concentration. That's a bit chilling. Power moving from nobles to industrialists like Rockefeller, and now tech bosses, data-heavy governments, Bezos, big tech. Plus, the surveillance capabilities are just way beyond anything before.
Right. And new vulnerabilities pop up every time. Agrarian society, famine was a big fear, industrial era, financial crashes, supply chain chaos, mechanized war. Today, you've got cyber attacks, massive misinformation campaigns, climate change, which is, a direct legacy of industrialization.
But people always push back, adapt somehow.
They do. Look at the Luddites smashing machines because their wages were threatened. It's not so different from, say, taxi drivers protesting ride-sharing apps today. And societies do adapt eventually. They brought in factory safety, public education, social security. We're having similar debates now about data privacy, AI ethics, maybe even UBI, universal basic income. The change happens, the question is how.
So putting it all together, what's the outlook? Joseph Tainter's theory about societal collapse.
Yeah.
That it's this rapid simplification when complexity gets too costly. It sounds pretty grim.
Well, Tainter does warn that because we're so interconnected globally, a collapse now could be global, which is sobering. But history also shows crisis can spark transformation, not just collapse. Think about 20th century Europe, massive upheaval, but it led eventually to new democratic systems, a different world order.
Okay, so that's the choice then, a kind of rapid, calamitous unwinding, as Tainter might put it, or a deliberate reinvention. People are talking about things like bringing production back locally, rethinking the whole social contract, maybe with UBI. Harari says we have to put AI at the center of political debate.
Exactly. No revolution's endpoint is set in stone. There's always suffering, conflict, yes, but they've also ultimately expanded what humanity can do.
So the final question for you listening is, are we looking at a terrifying collapse, or could this be a transformation? A chance to keep the best parts of our civilization and fix the broken bits? The answer, it seems, really comes down to the choices we make collectively. If we learn from the past, maybe, just maybe, we can shape a better future.